Welcome back to Cosmic Life Astrology. Today we are talking about the week of May 20th through the 27th. We have a lot of energy culminating this week, so let's dive into it. We start out the week on Monday with Jupiter making a quincunx to the moon in Libra, and this quincunx aspect is uncomfortable. So, with Jupiter making this kind of connection to the moon, our emotions could cause some discomfort, especially in regards to relationships. At the same time, we see Jupiter opposing Pallas Athena, which is the asteroid and Greek goddess known for her bravery and wisdom and her sense of independence. So we may see that we have to rethink what it is that we're striving towards. We may have some questions about our faith, especially in regards to relationships during this time. There could be some struggle with this kind of energy, but with Mars still pretty closely conjuncting the North Node, we are pushed to being brave and fearless and to take action regardless. On Tuesday, we see the moon in Scorpio make an opposition to Mercury and Taurus. This could be some revealing conversations. There could be secrets revealed or information that was held back from us that comes to light. With the Scorpio moon, I do feel that it is an energy of buyer's remorse, because the moon in Scorpio, it tends to want what it wants, and then when it has it, it realizes it doesn't want it anymore. And with Mercury and Taurus, Mercury wants value. Mercury, is communicating about its values and wants stability. And so, Mercury opposing the moon could be revealing that what we have been valuing lacks substance and lacks stability. With Jupiter at 29 degrees of Taurus on this day, making a sextile to Neptune, we are being called to tap into our intuition. And that will help us restore our faith in whatever it is that is coming up during this time. Because on Wednesday, we will see the moon in Scorpio make an opposition to Uranus and Taurus. So again, we're looking at the possibility for emotional turbulence. This could be a disruptive energy. This could cause arguments or some kind of disagreement. It could cause emotions to erupt from below the surface. Something that may have been repressed is now, kind of exploding out of you. And with Venus making an opposition to Pallas Athena, we really have to tap into our bravery and our wisdom and what we value and be discerning during this time. On Thursday, we have the Sagittarius Full Moon. So with the Sagittarius Full Moon, I personally feel very good about it. I think there's lessons to be learned with this full moon. And I say that for a couple of reasons. We have the sun in Gemini making a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. And the full moon in Sagittarius is making a sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. So we're seeing two beneficial aspects between the sun and the moon to Pluto in Aquarius. This is requiring transformation. So when we're talking about a full moon, we're talking about things coming to culmination. Now, this could be something that started during the new moon, which happened in December, that is now coming to culmination. It could be something that started when Jupiter went into Taurus last year, because at the same time that this full moon is happening, we have Jupiter at 29 degrees having a conjunction with Venus at 29 degrees of Taurus. So we're seeing an Anaretic degree being highlighted during this full moon, which is further implicating a culmination of some sort happening. And this culmination is asking us to release and let go of what we may have been working on that's now coming to a close, or some adventure that we have been on in some way, shape, or form that is coming to a head at this point, so we can be ready for the next adventure. Because we see Jupiter and Venus not only conjuncting on the day of the full moon, but they're also making a sextile to Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces. So it's further implicating a need to release and let go, and to be ready for new beginnings that are ahead. So essentially, this is a positive thing. One chapter is closing and a new chapter is beginning. We're seeing the ruler of the full moon, very much highlighted this whole week, but especially on the day of the full moon. And the ruler of the full moon is getting ready for a new adventure in Gemini. So I think it's very symbolic of the fact that there's, something coming to an end and something new coming in. So be ready for it and be open to it, because, when we're talking about Jupiter, we're talking about, a planet that brings opportunity and expansion. And, any opportunity that we have that can bring us growth and higher knowledge and, adventure is always positive. So I hope that you can see the wisdom that Jupiter brings in this culmination, the wisdom of the lessons learned for the past year especially, and the wisdom in knowing that when one door closes, another one opens. On Friday, we see Venus enter Gemini. And Venus in Gemini can be very indecisive, because we're talking about the sign of the twins. And we may have an opportunity that comes into our awareness that we didn't realize was an option during this time. There may be a need to compromise and negotiate, especially when it comes to love and finances and, any projects that we're working on. Venus can get very, very like airy and flowing with the tides. It's hard to explain, but Venus could get caught up in, in the light energy of Gemini and, not know where to really focus her energy. We also see Venus making a trine to Pluto during this time. And so this is really a focal point for the weekend, with Venus trining Pluto. The opportunity to not only transform, but Pluto is retrograde. So there could be something that comes up from the past that needs to be revisited during this time. Whether it's something that needs to be revisited to work out, or something, a new opportunity from something in the past that can now change or be brought out in a new way. So be mindful of that, because that could transpire over the weekend. It's definitely an opportunity for something new to come out of something old, possibly. And with Mars making an approach to Chiron, it's about 3 degrees away in Aries. This could be, I would be very careful with this energy, because Mars approaching a conjunction, the Chiron, could cause injury. It could cause bruised ego. This, your actions can hurt or heal. It depends on what decisions you're making. So stay mindful of this. The conjunction between Mars and Chiron will exact on May 29th. So that'll be a topic we'll discuss in next week's video. But the energy is building up. So, just be careful with, especially traveling, but I would definitely be mindful of what decisions you're making during this time, because it is in Aries. Mars is in full effect when it's in Aries, because that's its home sign. So we're talking about things that we're doing for ourselves, our passions that we're pursuing, the actions that we're taking to better our bodies or our lives overall, because Aries is all about, you know, yourself, your body, and you as an individual. It's very much, you know, self-focused. So if you work out a lot, you know, just be careful not to injure yourself. If you're traveling, you know, be careful in your travels. And if you're dealing with a complicated situation, you know, possibly from things that are closing out this week with the full moon energy, especially, and Jupiter culminating in Taurus, be mindful of how your actions affect others during this time. On Saturday, we see Jupiter enter Gemini late Saturday night, and that's going to be a whole new cycle for Jupiter, whole new energy. You know, we will be talking about that in a separate video that I'll make on Jupiter and Gemini, because it is a year-long transit, and Jupiter going into a mutable air sign may have us a little scatterbrained and, you know, all over the place, but overall, Jupiter is on a learning journey in Gemini, and so I do like the potential that Jupiter can bring when it's in Gemini. We also see Venus about 2 degrees away from Jupiter, so their conjunction is still, you know, strongly felt throughout the weekend. This could cause you to be around large crowds of people. And when we have the moon in Capricorn on Saturday, making a quincunx to the Sun and Venus, there's a possibility for you to be around people that are different from your normal crowd, that may cause some discomfort. You know, I always say that Capricorn risings and Capricorn moon people have like a social awkwardness to them. And so there could be some kind of social awkwardness during Memorial Day weekend. You know, you could be around people that you're just not, you know, familiar with, that could cause some kind of discomfort. And then on Sunday, we see Mercury approaching a sextile to Saturn in Pisces, and also making a trine, a loose trine to the moon in Capricorn. And this is an opportunity to discuss our values, what we're building, our need for stability and structure. And we see the moon and Ceres close together, making a trine to Uranus and Taurus as well. So what we're nurturing and what we're putting our energy into may change during this time. We may see the need to, you know, channel our energy in a different direction. And with Mars, you know, getting closer to Chiron, again, you know, be careful of what direction you're taking, what actions you're taking, what decisions you're making, and how they may affect others. So overall, I do want to say the best part of the week is the full moon. We have a lot of support for it. The ruler of the full moon is, you know, making a conjunction to Venus on the day of the full moon, which is a very benefic energy. You know, that's a reset to our faith in love, our faith in, you know, our ability to expand our horizons. And it's also, you know, the ability to release what may be coming to an end right now, but also to know that there's a new adventure ahead of us. So I do want all of you to have faith in whatever may be transpiring during this time. When one door closes, another one opens, and I think that is the message for the week. I hope that this video helps you navigate the week ahead, and I do, you know, hope that everyone has a wonderful week and an enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. Please feel free to share your comments and let me know how this energy is transpiring for you. And like the video, share it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will be back with more videos every week. Take care, everyone.